what's brewing in the field, our ability to even sense something. Now, whether that sensing is passed through the identity of a mind that sees itself as a separate self and the world and others, or whether it is one, just the ability to even sense something, to know, knowing and sensing is the innate capability as mind. At any level, to sense it is to already be it. This is what it truly means to be conscious, that which already is. As mind, knowing already is, being already is, sensing already is. What is being sensed, what is being known, is simply knowing itself, being itself. One of the most powerful ways to kind of really step into a conscious, it's mind knowing its own nature. That's all consciousness. Because what is prior to consciousness is not something that can be known. So, as mind, only knowing is. Yeah? Even that which we call as unknown, that holds the possibility to come into being or knowing, is also an aspect of mind itself. Everything is mind. Everything. Mind is, that's why, existence. So just the ability to sense something, to know something. And the profoundness of this is really, that's why it's the picture that comes to mind is the drop and the wave and the ocean. Only when we play as the separate self, beautifully interpreting that which is seen with different words, with different forms, with different names, we even look at something called as and name it as this is the drop, this is the wave, this is the ocean. And that is because, that's how we're playing here. The one is playing as many. But the drop and the wave and the ocean is one. Is one. So whether a drop experiences something, for and as the ocean, it's the one wave. So there is no gap. So the profound mind and time that we are experiencing right now is that, in Kali Yuga and Dwapar Yuga, the interpretation, everything is awareness, right? The interpretation always, and this was coming up a few questions, that's why where we look at an outer world to be separate from us. So if something arises in that, we look at it like they have got this, another person has got this. That is not possible for me, right? While we are looking at it primarily always only from the five senses, that's the Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga way, that will reveal itself as reality. And then that will be the experience. But there's a deeper reality, and the deeper reality is that there is no gap, that there is no barrier. Everything is consciousness, and anything that arises is consciousness itself arising. That means that which is possible for the so-called another or somewhere else is instantly possible for oneself, because there is only oneself. And this is also, that's why I understood, right? When we look at somebody else holding something that that we admire, our ability to even sense that is because it is alive within us. And that is the play of relativity. That is the play of relatability. Ra. We have to be vibrating in familiar resonance for us to even be able to relate to something. That which is too far out, right? For example, if we want to talk about, like, let's say, I'm just using these words, okay, whatever they mean, because words mean different things to different minds. So let's say 9th dimension, whatever that is, or 8th dimension, or whatever that is. I mean, that way of experiencing as mind, we are, right? Because consciousness is. But we cannot even relate to that way of being, because there's absolutely nothing. Let's say, I'm just giving an example, one way of looking at it based on the questions, that there is nothing that we can even know about that, sense about that. For example, before aeroplanes came into existence, for the caveman, let's say, even the thought, even the possibility of so many people, first the ability that such a heavy thing that is made of metal can actually fly, can rise beyond gravity, correct? It's not even something that was in awareness. And then on top of that there'll be 200, 300, 400 people probably sitting on it and flying across the oceans, is not even something anywhere close to in awareness, right? The ability to even have an idea, the word idea itself is the feminine, it's the subtle mind. Everything is born from ideas. And any idea, whether we look at it as it's manifest in the 5 sensory world, or whether it is the quiet simmerings of a deep sensing of it itself, is one and the same. That is the understanding as integrated feminine and masculine, that they are one, that they're two sides of the same coin. The root essence of idea comes from id. The is literally, of course, all these are relative terms, but for where we are, like 5 senses and the 6th sense at the level of the physical body, all of that. Id, in that sense, is the feminine. It's the E is the sound of the feminine. The is the sound of intellect, dha, or densifying. Okay. The minute subtly something is even sensed, that's the idea. Iya is the E and the A, the feminine and the masculine, that appears as each. That's the, we are in Chaturmasa right now. Cha is the sound of Chitta, divine intelligence manifesting itself. All is a game of Chitta. Cha, it. That the root essence of change, choice, all of that is as the Cha, so it is. Cha is divine intelligence. That is what we are. So even the ability to sense something, the idea, now whether that idea is something that appears to be outside of you or it appears within you, you can even resonate to it, relate to it, it is you, because you won't be able to sense it otherwise. You can't relate to it. So this was coming up, so it's like, it's all one. There's no there's nothing like gatekeeping. All these ideas are natural ideas that the Kali Yuga and Dwapar Yuga mind, we play as these kind of concepts. They're all concepts that we experience because consciousness is experiencing distance, separation, as if to be real, to be a reality. One mind that awakens to its idea, one mind that lives anything, lives it for and as everything and everyone, period. And we know this, because same thing, when the idea of these aeroplanes and things was brewing, that state of consciousness was happening, appearing to happen as the living world. It was not just in one place. It was simultaneously in different parts of the world that the idea was brewing, was being explored. We are at that point right now. There's no coincidence. The world is the self and the world, one world, that which we are, is brewing at an unnameable, profound, transformational time. Right now. It already is. It's already birthed. Right? Because again, it depends on what you call as birthing. If you stand as the masculine and you look at only at the level of the masculine, this is what the masculine place is, unless somebody else has done it and proven it. Yeah, because the first person to levitate or the first yogi who could stop his breath or heart, only then science took it to be true or possible. But that's not the way consciousness plays at the subtle and the subconscious mind. Just the sensing of an idea is tathastu. It is. Unless it is not blessed by our inner self, so-called. The outer manifest self. And this is the beautiful play of the feminine and the masculine. The feminine always brings that which has never been or never has lived as the world. Her deepest desire, as we know, I'm speaking even beyond gender, right? This is the subtle and the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And her deepest desire for it to be born, it's like from the unconscious, these ideas are born and then manifest as much. And so our five senses is the masculine self. That's why the intellectual, logical mind needs to be absolutely open and so-called in service, in absolute devotion, in love with the feminine self. Because she's unlimited. She's unlimited. And to bring it into this form world is the work of the five senses. Because the five senses, that is our psychological mind, our intellectual mind, came into life only after the body was born. It belongs to the manifest five sensory world. It's the master of the five sensory world. That's the masculine's role, right? So it brings, it contains its ability to bring into structure creatively into this world is its role. Without that, the idea cannot take stable ground, right? Because the five sensory ground is the way. So this is the beautiful creative way of how something that is sensed can actually find stability. And as within, so without. That is what the game of relating is and relationships is. As our relationship with our inner feminine and the outer masculine come into balance, that is what allows for deeper sensing of everything outside, our way of relating outside. Everything is, and that's why the invitation always to go within. Not really to create based on what the mind perceives on the outside, because what is the nature of the mind that is looking outwards? We cannot see. So that's why one of the invitations here is also, that's why, being is seeing and seeing is being. They are two simultaneous concurrent ways. An open mind, that's why, holds the ability to see that otherwise, when we only look from our conditional lens of what has been, carrying the past, we cannot see possibility. Even if it's right in front of us, we cannot see it. Why? Because seeing is the only thing that there is, and seeing is sensing. And that is the nature of mind. So if the nature of mind is only primarily dancing as the five sensory Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and saying that is reality, you never see beyond that which you are. It's not possible. Any kind of higher sensing, any kind of sensing that is beyond that, only comes when the psychological mind switches off. But if it is interpreting everything from its conditions, if it holds conditions, then that's the only reality we live. Reality is unlimited because it is consciousness. Our ability, resonance, that's why. Everything is resonance. That's why even at the level of nature, on the earth, everything is a resonance. An eagle's flight to take off is a reminder into the sky, the ability for us to fly into the limitless sky. Right? The ability of an owl to look and be absolutely at home in the unknown and the darkness is a siddhi that is already there. Yeah? All of this, nature just reveals to us the paths that each form is already a living siddhi. Yeah? Sa, id, siddhi, sentience as living idea. Our only thing is about, are we going to hold conditions or are we going to stay open to allowing that which we are sensing to flow through, however it appears to. So that's why the logical intellectual mind needs to be absolutely open, available, in service to its inner self. Period. And that's what it means by what is. A lot of questions about what is, right? Like, what am I? The isness of what is, the answer for what is determined by the nature of mind. That is what isness is. It's a very neutral state. As the E, so the sensing. If you're not in touch with the feminine self, the subtle self, your masculine sense will determine what it is. And that too is E itself, because feminine births the masculine. Right? The body is birthed from consciousness. This is the birth of this thing. That's why all the masculine world is the creation of the feminine. And this is the phenomena that we are playing as. So what is determined by sensing capability. And I'll give you a powerful mantra, okay, of the field. She is the ground, the matrix, the field, the quantum field, which arises as resonance, as masculine resonance at that level. One of the most powerful, and she's pure possibility. She's pure possibility. She's the dark, the unknown. Why? Because the masculine brings it into the known. Right? That's the beautiful complementing play of the masculine and the feminine. One of the mantras, that's why, is what if? What if holds the masculine mind, the five sensory mind, intellectual mind, beyond its living conditions of what is. Just this mantra. Just hold this and say like, what if? What if? And these are not random things. If you look at Sanskritam, that's why I want to come back to that. This is literally consciousness reverberating. I am the world. I am the world. Right? It is consciousness. What if? If is the sound of the fana. E is the feminine sound. Pa, like I said, the fa is actually the root of that is pa. Pa and ha. Pa itself is a secret mantra. What you would say secret. It's an open thing. When you're open, everything is open. There's no secrets. And the mind is open. It's only for the mind that is closed with conditions and ideas that there are things that are kept as secrets. That's why you are the power and everything is within you. And you are the gate that you play as a limitation. It allows for a certain way of playing. That's all it is. So the open secret is this, like that's why the pa itself is a powerful. Pa stands for the labial where your lips come close. It's like kappa, like I said, kapala. Kapala is an open unknown. That's the 13th skull. That's the feminine mind. You go around looking for crystal skulls outside. You're the crystal skull. You're crystallizing. You're the Krishna, Christ, crystallizing, bringing into life, bringing, mattering, manifesting. Already, as your Kapala, so your ability. Again, one of the pranayams for this, that's why if you want to do is Kapala Bhati. That's the power of Kapala Bhati. Pranayam absolutely connects the lower to the higher, opens it up, opens your third eye. Yeah, if you need a practice. But again, coming back to this, if pa is that, once it comes to this point, it's closed. Because the last line of the consonants of the Sanskritam is pa, ha, ba, bha, ma. This line itself is fulfillment, completion. It's the kama and kappa, completion, integration. Kappa is that, right? The unknown, kappa, dark, black. But this mind names as black. And then ha is the rising of the her. This whole thing is humanity. Not humans as in this, we feel we are humans. Everything is humana. Who is yes. That consciousness has said yes to. Hu mana iti. That's the root essence of the word humanity. I am humanity. So her is the sound. When you say her, that's why again Kapalabhati, Hara Chakra. From here, from the belly, I rise. So the Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, that's why it's the hero, heroine's journey, whatever, from the rising from this. The red and the blue integrating, the throat chakra coming together. We are humanity, all is humanity. And we are right now at this phase. The possibility when things are unknown, the possibility of things when they are what we name as chaos is chaos, kairos, the feminine, time. The soul starts moving. So that's why when things are uncertain, things start shifting. If you let go of the ideas of this, that's a time of pure creation, creativity. Because everything is born from the unknown. What the known mind says is unknown, right? Everything is in duality always. There's nothing called unknown or known otherwise. Simply pure isness. So if is the fana, her, with her, humanity is her, the rise. That's why the fur is the frothing, the overflowing. That is the field. It's ever overflowing. Ever. It's the fountain of youth. It's the holy grail. It's the sacred waters. Field resonances. But what is the nature of the field? That is the identity. That determines the resonances. So, if is when you stand as the subtle E. If, what if activates your subtle subconscious mind. It's an eternal mantra because the feminine has no gateway. The door is never closed. Yeah? She never, because it's too subtle there, she never holds anything back. What if is the realm of pure possibility? I'd like us to stay with that. Take a journal if you'd like. Sit with that. Say, what if? What if? And see what comes up, because what will uniquely come up for you, right? Of course, we can always look outwards and look at what the world and think it's a wonderful way for us to celebrate that which we are. But our soul is here to bring forth something so uniquely that is the gift that which we are. That is sensed in the what if. What is possible is what if. It's really not a question. It's an open threshold. And immediately and instantly you will sense that which you know is possible for the self and the world.